the car.
By the way, I love how this thing just gave me the notification. Like, this thing's being live streamed. Like, okay, it's all.
That's something. Zoom just.
We make sure you can't sue us, man.
Yeah,
there's no suing us here.
Yeah, no, it's always.
That's
fun
our.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's our disclosure notice. And with that, guys, I want to welcome everybody into Crashing Game Night. My name is Matt Dior, your host as always, and returning, the one above reproach, the myth, the legend, one host of Throwdown Show, Tony Polanco, is Crashing Game Night again with us.
What is going on, fellas? Man, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Has.
Because again, the timing is always a little off, right? Because like both of our shows are on Thursday, but at the same time, like I told you before, I respect what you guys do. You guys are fantastic. Love the energy around here. Love the camaraderie you have. So, and you always make me feel like I belong. So
you
that's
are.
very special,
you're
man.
part of the
Because you
fam,
do belong,
dude.
sir. You do belong.
That's
and that, of course, is the baby-faced one, Theo Walski.
What is up, everybody?
And our maitre d' of services, the man with the couch, the Lions main, Jason Valerio.
How's it going, guys? How's it going tonight? Tony, welcome back to the couch. I think it's been upgraded since your last on.
Yes.
But welcome. And that little snippet that you had a little bit earlier, like little tear, a little blush.
Right.
It's from the heart, man. It's from the heart.
No, and that's why.
And part of that, part of that time is you got a new job too.
Yeah, ain't that something, man? Yeah, for the last, it's been 4 months already. So yeah, I'm now I'm a computing writer over at Tom's Guide, covering everything, Windows, Apple, laptops, all that stuff. And but I still do my gaming too,
Yep.
Bro, congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is great. And I am jealous that you're getting to play. You got certain games. Before they launch.
the cat out of the bag. I was able to verify that I do have Forbidden West. I can't tell you anything, but yes, I am. I've been playing that, but it's great because I had been freelancing for 6 years. I was like, I'm like, I need a change, man. I need some full-time gigs, man. So I applied and I got the job quick. I was surprised for that. Some people usually struggle. Like I applied it less than a month later, I got the job. So pretty good, So
I mean that's great news, and Jerry's running a little late, so
Jerry.
Yeah, we'll give him some crap when he gets here. Jason, go look at the group chat because
especially since he thought that we started a half an hour from now.
Yeah. So
why?
Anyway, so let's get into the news because there's a lot to talk about. It has been a very busy week, almost kind of on par with the whole week of Activision. Honestly, there's been a lot of news breaking.
Pretty close.
We'll just start with no surprise, but Rocksteady and Warner Brothers has delayed Suicide Squad until 2023. So that's I mean, honestly, I'm not all that interested in it right now.
I mean, all we've really seen is that teaser, right? For the most part.
Pretty much.
I mean, we don't see any actual gameplay or anything. So
yeah.
I don't think it's really much off of anybody's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, Rocksteady, they always put out, at their level of games. So I would expect it to be worthy of that delay. And honestly, like we all said, we know none of us want to get cyberpunked anymore. So if they want to delay, oh, look.
Oi, oi.
Hey. It's about time he shows up fashionably late.
Hey, sorry about that. I thought I was still good at 6:30, but I
got a little bit of traffic. In a while.
Oh,
it's all good.
I got a little bit of traffic.
His short-term memory's going.
I mean,
dude,
we started this time last week, sir.
All good.
Tony had to deal with traffic tonight too. With the bus and Grand Central and all that. So
my bad,
you didn't miss much. So
you still made it, man.
All right.
So just so we can
Tone,
get
Big Tone is back.
I
brought the newsy hat for like New York. I got you, bro.
I
wanted to celebrate.
Yeah, it's funny. I bought one of those hats specifically for work. I'm like, I can't be going to work with a cap. I need a news hat.
Yeah, baby.
I should have worn it for the show.
Nice.
Awesome. Welcome, dude. Welcome. It's been a while.
You didn't miss much, Jerry.
Okay, cool.
We said hi. How you doing? What have you been up to?
You're just fashionably late, sir.
Okay, sweet. No. Sorry. Just got home. Sorry, guys.
And you missed Suicide Squad is being delayed till next year. No biggie. Rocksteady is
I didn't know it was slated for this year. I'll be honest. I'm like, when I read this, I'm like, okay.
I'll be honest, I didn't know that either. So you're not alone, Tony.
I at least thought it was going to be like late 2022.
It's always weird when games that don't have a release date get delayed. I'm like, why are we telling us this? Like, this is like the third game this year. They're like, oh, it's been delayed. I'm like, but you never had a release date. What are you talking about? Remember, even with God of War, they're like, oh, God of War has been delayed. I'm like,
that's right. They didn't have a release date.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on, guys. So, but Matt, I'm kind of with you. Like, the Rocksteady part, I'm excited about, but at the same time,
Suicide Squad.
Honestly, I don't think we're going to be disappointed, but I also don't think we're going to be too surprised.
Yeah.
I think Rocksteady found their franchise with Arkham. Hence why there are two games that I think are going to play similarly with Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad. Only they're two different groups. And
it's Warner Brothers. Yeah. Warner Montreal is doing Gotham Knights, which they're the ones that did Arkham Origins. So,
but I think we're gonna get stuck with like the same kind of. I think they're gonna be doing that Arkham fighting style. I think that's gonna be enhanced a little bit for Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights. But we'll see.
We'll see. So Square Enix and the Final Fantasy team kind of reminded all of us on how old we really are right now by putting out the anniversary notice that it is the 25th anniversary of FF7. I freaking graduated in 97. So, I mean, that reminds me, I got a potential for a 25-year reunion this year. No. Yeah. So, and they're saying
like that was like a close flex, like
not
dude,
really.
I freaking graduated in 97.
I mean, no, I'm just saying that just means I'm really old.
I mean, I was 9 in 97. I don't remember shit.
97? Yeah, I was in middle school. I think it was in middle school.
90. Wait, you graduated high school in 97?
97, yeah.
Oh wow! See, I'm always in my head.
Like, oh wow!
No. This is why, because in
it's
my
like,
head,
oh dang, he is old.
Yeah, because in my head, I'm the old guy. I'm like, hold on a second. I graduated. Okay, I'm not that much younger though. I graduated 99. So
yeah,
97.
So yeah, that's where the gray is coming from. It's very deserved, especially when I can hang out with these guys.
You're welcome.
Hey, it's all right. I'm right there with you, baby. More salt's coming in. It's okay. Just makes you look more distinguished.
So
don't lie. You put that in yourself. Don't lie.
But I think
it's a highlighter. Just
honestly, though, I think when you look at it, though,
little Specks.
FF7 did change a lot of the industry, though. How things were done back then. So I would hate to think what things would look like had Nintendo actually gone CD based instead of going with the N64, because that was one of the whole reasons.
I thought you were going to say, what if that game was cartridge based?
I mean, can you think about that? I mean, that's the thing is, the other thing is, think about if it was cartridge based. I mean,
I don't know, man. I don't think they would have been able to pull it off,
No.
Or definitely the graphics would definitely be
they'd be very foggy, very foggy.
Yeah. Wasn't Final Fantasy 7 like the first one where you had to like use multiple discs?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the heck is this?
That was the first time I think everyone was surprised, like, damn, 4 discs?
Yeah.
That must be long. Yeah.
Could you imagine if that thing was cartridge and they actually did still kind of pull off some of those graphics? It's like that thing would have been like 5
I don't think they
6
could
cartridges.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Can you imagine? Could you imagine getting into like cartridge 3 and you keep having to blow it out and it doesn't work?
Hey, where are you at with FF7? Oh, dude, I'm on I just started cartridge 6. Yeah. So I'm like chapter 12.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, Tony, I want to tell you, we're not talking NFTs tonight.
Oh, thank you. Jesus. Even on my own show, I can't escape that nonsense.
No,
I appreciate it too. NFTs.
You don't ride that train either.
Yeah, no, dude, I will never not dunk on NFTs. Every day I see stories and I post them like, here we go, more BS, more BS.
I don't get it, man.
The whole what reminded me of that was the whole Nike post you put out.
Dude, did you see that? Yeah, because remember, it's supposed to protect intellectual properties. Meanwhile, dudes are selling Nike logos. Like, all right, here we go. Yeah.
Okay, just a real tidbit on that. If you guys haven't heard, there's rumor that they're going to start doing NFTs for colors. So you can get an NFT of a specific color and have that forever.
What? I'm done. That's like NFTs. You're drunk. Go home. We're done.
Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. Man, so ridiculous.
You know what? I'll just say this: the whole like wave is interesting to me. I am curious to see where this is going.
Gamers are pushing back hardcore though. Like
hardcore. Did you see even EA's having misgivings now? Did you see the news about that? Because originally they were like, oh yeah, we're
offering NFTs.
Yeah. And now this week,
Team 17. Yeah. Team 17 is getting out of it too. They're like, after feedback from our community, we're done. So
very different reaction than Ubisoft, right? They were like, no, gamers just don't understand. They're a bunch of idiots. Like, all right. Damn it, man! You got me talking about NFTs.
Okay, see what happens.
We all know like Matt. He started. He planted the seed, and it just spread.
Anyways, no, because Tony and I go back and forth on Twitter like all the time about it lately. So, but you know what? Some sad news though on some things that honestly it's sad to see quit though is Sega has officially ended their arcade presence in Japan.
That's
crazy.
That's a big loss right there. Like
back
really,
in
that's a sign of the times, man.
Yep. So back in 2020, they sold off 85% of their business to Genda, who operates the G-Go brand of arcades over in Japan. And this past week, they shipped the other 15% over. So Sega is officially out of the arcade industry. Over in Japan, you're no longer going to see those big flashy arcades with a big Sega logo on the side of them anymore. So that is a very, very sad day.
Huge. Like honestly,
that's weird. That's
I don't know if you've been out to Japan, Tony, but like literally there's a lot of just Sega like arcades.
Yeah.
Like
no, I everywhere. Yakuza, I know.
Yeah. But I mean like Akihabara is like real, half Sega almost.
That's crazy.
But imagine how much those are going to be worth value-wise for collectors.
Yeah.
Let me ask you,
anybody that already has like an arcade game or Sega is just like huge.
Yeah, like I really don't know too much. Like I believe, isn't it like somebody else owns those arcade houses? Like they're still going to be around, right?
They're still going to.
So they're going to still be arcades, but they're not officially going to be official Sega arcades.
Yeah. But I think the licensing and all that is just it's all done.
Yeah.
They're gone now.
Wild.
So.
And that also means in the arcade community or even the collector community, those are going to be like you said, hard to come by.
You can get official Sega cabinets.
That's going to be tough to find
Japan, But it's sad to see that, but it is a sign of the times because we see things gravitating more towards mobile, especially in Japan, right?
Oh yes.
That's why I think Nintendo's a bigger hit over there too, is just because everybody's on the go so much. So in some better news, so Phil Spencer, who we've all said, we've all said it before, we respect everything he's done with Xbox, for that ecosystem, Game Pass, bringing it back from the Matrix debacle, right? He is going to be given a Lifetime Achievement Award at this year's DICE Awards.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Nice. That's deserving.
So it is well deserving. It's great seeing what he's doing. I mean, he pulled off the Activision deal, which now is I think going to face even more scrutiny now though, because normally speaking, the Department of Justice is the ones that look at the antitrust stuff. Now the FTC is actually stepping in to review it for anti-competition. More so than just
no way, like thinking monopoly type deal.
Correct.
Damn.
Normally the DOJ rather and the FTC were kind of side by side when these things. No, it's the FTC is stepping in completely, going, this is our ride right now. So we'll see.
Wow.
I think ultimately though, I think it's going to pass because Microsoft wouldn't have put in I think it was like an $8 billion clause into the contract if it doesn't go through. I mean, they've got a lot of money riding on this. Now, granted, that's pocket change to Satya and Phil Spencer at Xbox and at Microsoft, but still, I don't think you do a deal that big without it, you having some sort of assurances.
Or expecting this kind of flack. So
Right.
I'm sure they anticipated this.
Yeah. So with that talk of mergers, right? The big news that came out this week was Bungie in a $3.6 billion deal is joining PlayStation.
Yes.
This made me laugh when I saw it.
But
it kind of made me laugh too, because it's kind of a stunt.
It's really kind of a meaningless stunt, but it's still.
Well, but hold on though. So let's look at it. So because if you look at what Herman Hulse, Twitter account stuff like, they've been actually talking about this for a while now.
Yeah.
And they finally broke the news when it was. A lot of people are like,
mean,
well, this is because they're just buying them now because of Activision. I'm like,
oh, that doesn't work like that.
No,
they doesn't work like that.
They've been wanting the IP for a while, because they want to do more on the like Sony entertainment side with it.
Well, they also
just want the rights.
So Sony also plans to do 10 different live services games over the next 3 years, I think it is, something like that. So I think that's also more what Bungie's being brought in for, is
their
expertise with that area, because we all know as PlayStation fans, their multiplayer aspect isn't always the best.
No.
I mean, their single player is better than their multiplayer. Let's be honest.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So I think the deal makes sense though, because even going back to Destiny, right? There's always been PlayStation exclusives throughout the entirety of Destiny. So it kind of just makes sense. Paul Ryan has basically said though, he wants it to stay multi-platform.
Yep.
He's making that commitment. He's also saying that Bungie's going to remain an independent publisher and studio. So I think that still gives them that latitude. I think we have a better chance of Destiny staying on multi-platform than we do Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely staying multi-platform, and they still hold creative rights for Destiny and everything.
Correct. They'll maintain the IP. So, I mean, Tony, when you look at it, right, with you reporting on the game industry and stuff like that, how do you really feel about the amount of consolidation that's happening as of late?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot, because it's weird, right? Like we're kind of, because we're already seeing like Disney, for example, gobbling up all these companies, and now we're seeing that happening in gaming, where like basically it's like you get to a point like, how many companies are going to be left? Like just a handful if they keep buying each other up. But here's the question I still don't know how to answer. Like, how is this bad for us? Like, my main thing is like, as long as I get the games, I kind of don't care. It's just when the quality starts going down that I think we should start worrying. But and just being fully upfront, I'm a firm capitalist, right? So I'm not against any of this stuff going on. But I can understand the trepidation. But my thing is like, listen, as long as the games are still high quality, I don't care. Let them buy each other up. That's just my stance on it. But I understand how people could find that concerning, because you can run into the problem of like, if you have all these like maybe one or two companies, of just theoretically speaking, the need for competition won't be as high. Think about it. What happened with football games, right? When it was just so that could be a problem. But as things stand, I don't see a problem with it. And with Sony specifically, I think it's good, because again, the thing they've been lacking the most out of everything is multiplayer. Yes, I understand they had The Last of Us add-on, they had Ghost of Tsushima, but those have always been little things. SOCOM's been dead for years, right? And yes, Gran Turismo has multiplayer.
Told you, Jason. I told you it needs a comeback.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. This makes perfect sense.
No, yeah, but it's just like, yeah, but my thing is like, and Matt, you guys probably saw this too. I was like, okay, you're gonna have 10 live service games in the next 2000. How many is it going to be?
Next 3 years, something like that.
There's a graveyard of these fucking games. Excuse my language there. It's like how many are actually going to be successful? Like, are they hoping that like they throw 9 at a wall and 1 sticks? Like, because you technically only need 1 to be Fortnite. I get it, but how many of these games are we going to have? Again, it's just been so many. Crucible's one of the main ones, right? Remember that? Yeah. If you remember that, I covered this game. I reviewed it. I remember I reviewed this game literally 2 weeks after my review came out, they took out half the features. A month later, the game was canceled. A game that had been released. I've never seen this before. How do you cancel a game that's been released? It's absolutely bananas. So, and then we have the two Cliff Blazinski games, Lawbreakers, and the other one. Those are gone, right? Anthem, right? Metal Gear Survive, like all these games, they just
Anthem.
I know I'm conjuring up bad memories here.
I didn't pull that trigger. I'm so happy I didn't pull that trigger.
So
guilty.
But yeah,
I mean, but the thing is, though, it was BioWare. It had promise, right? And then,
I mean, it was a good concept. Yeah, I think it was a good concept.
It fooled a lot of people, man. It looked good. It was presented like
it
was going to be
potential.
Like
there was potential.
There was potential.
Yeah,
it was just executed so poorly. It was like a Cyberpunk, only just not as big as Cyberpunk.
I don't know, like maybe I am a prophet or something. I saw it was coming, or I'm just too cynical. But the instant I saw that, I'm like, Fire, what the hell are you doing trying to do Destiny? This is going to bomb. And it did. Because I'm like, BioWare, what do you know them for? Single player, narrative driven games.
True. Dragon Age Mass Effect.
I'm like, this is Destiny. I played them like this is hard. They even had a spider robot, just like the first boss in Destiny. I'm like, come on, guys, really, we're doing this. So like the only cool thing about that was the flying mechanics. That's about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, good.
So with the consolidation, right? There's a French store called Cora that put up a sign over top their PlayStation display that said, "Notice the gamers, Microsoft has bought Activision. Choose your machine carefully." How do you?
It's true.
Well, but hold on though. I mean, it's like, how do we feel about this now, where retailers are trying to now sway the discussion on what console you buy?
By the way, have you verified the validity of that thing? Because it could have been just in a JPEG somebody screwed around with. So I want to know if did somebody actually physically go there to verify this?
But I mean,
from what I've seen is it was at least a couple articles I saw was that it was a picture from inside the store.
Yeah.
I mean, even if France. It was, I don't feel like that specifically says anything to sway one or another. I mean, we even agree that with the buy of Activision, that Microsoft is going to try to put everything exclusive on their side. So I mean, yes, literally, you're going to have to be careful what console you pick.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that because we don't know what that future looks like for Activision, I get it. Choose your console carefully, but at the same time,
I don't think it matters.
Putting a sign up saying, "Hey, choose your," that's the only thing I look at it. So with that though, I think Bungie's in a perfect place with PlayStation because of their history.
I just laugh at it though, because honestly, like in the last month, Crash and Spire went over to Microsoft, and now Master Chief has gone over to PlayStation. What the heck is this happening?
I mean, like Xbox should be glad that they actually own the IP rights.
Well, to Halo is that even? Yeah, we don't get Halo.
No.
Yeah, Sony
but I mean, just like the companies, that produced like literally these iconic early 2000 characters that are just like literally had commercials with them. Are just like switching teams now. It's like, what is this?
Tony, I think these are strategic chess moves that I think both companies caught wind of the mergers happening, and this was Sony's next big move that they already planned. I agree. I think Bungie is a great move. I think Sony is looking for more original IPs from Bungie, and I wasn't really expecting Halo to be like a big thing.
So real quick, just to put it in perspective, they bought Bungie for $3.6 billion. They bought Insomniac for $225 million.
Wow.
Talk about a steal. Because look at, honestly, I would say right now, Insomniac is arguably PlayStation Studios' best studio right
now. But they were small. Like the Spider-Man game was their biggest roll of the dice, and it was successful. But they're big now. When you look at them back then, they were a small company. They really weren't a big gamble. So technically, like I still think it was a steal because talent-wise, but I think it was just a strategic good move, buying a good independent company. Something like Bungie, they're known to create great franchise games, multiplayer. They're literally buying the experience and that team for original IPs, I think.
On that, Tony, who do you think the next domino is going to be?
Oh God, I don't even want to speculate about that stuff. Too many people are doing that. People are like, oh, maybe it's going to be EA, maybe it's going to be Ubisoft. I don't know. Okay, because I read a report saying that Sony has like 10 billion to spend on acquisitions if they want. So it's just a matter of, is that going to be enough to buy another company? But I don't know if they could get EA. Like that seems like too big.
EA
that's gonna come at a high price.
Yeah,
EA and Take-Two are gonna be.
Yeah. If I was to guess, like Ubisoft would be up there. I think they would negotiate.
I think
maybe
Ubi,
but
their valuation I think is over 10 billion. I think for Ubi right now. I think the only ones that with that number, that 10 billion sitting out there, I think you've got Capcom out there. Capcom is out. Their valuation is about 4 billion right now.
Yeah.
Square Enix is right about 5 billion. And then you have Konami out there as well.
Yeah. I'm glad you bring up all three of those companies. I do want to bring this forward, right? Because a lot of people are saying, oh, they're going to buy Capcom, they're going to buy Square Enix. Here's the thing. Japanese companies historically are not like Western companies where they devour each other. They don't do that. There's a reason it's called Square Enix. They merge, right? Mm-hmm. So if Sony were to purchase these, I don't think it's going to happen, by the way. It would just be a merger of a sort. It wouldn't be a complete buyout. And remember, Capcom specifically, they're not owned by a bunch of like faceless people. They're owned by the company that created it. So they will not be so willing to just like kind of give their identity away to this other entity. But again, same thing for Enix. Enix didn't lose out. It didn't become lesser. It just merged into it. Sega Sammy, another one, right? And then with Konami, does Sony also want to buy the pachinkos and the hotels and all this other stuff? You know what I'm saying? So it's a different thing. Because people just think Konami's just
go buy the IPs.
Maybe if they're willing to sell. Here's the thing. I pray that happens. Don't get me wrong, because we need those IPs saved. But
I don't think they would either.
No, so I think if Sony buy, because think about it, think about all the companies Sony has bought. They've mostly been Western companies for the most part. They probably bought a couple of little Japanese studios here and there, right? But like big ones, it's always been Western companies, like Bungie. So that's why I'm kind of hesitant to name Japanese companies. I would think it would be more of a Western one, but it would probably just be a studio instead of like a publisher that has a bunch of studios under them. As far as the price goes, it's kind of interesting because if you think about it, they paid half of what Microsoft paid for Bethesda for a single developer, right? Microsoft paid 7 point something billion for Bethesda, right?
Yeah.
And that was for all those guys, so some people are saying, oh, they overpaid for it. I don't subscribe to that, because I think Sony's like, hey, these guys can give us a lot of live service games, or even a couple that'll be really big. So it'll
all about longevity. They're thinking about the future.
Same also, and Microsoft is doing the same thing with Xbox Game Pass. Like, okay, right now Xbox Game Pass is not really blowing up, but give it time,
right?
And that's where the Activision deal comes from. It's buying them so people will migrate over to a Game Pass,
and I think
no matter what platform they're on.
And I think with what Theo said too is what Bungie also brings to the table is you can do a live action Destiny. Yeah, with them having,
they've done so many videos of live action.
Oh, absolutely,
Destiny and everything. Yeah, so they would totally do that.
And the characters have already surpassed the games. Like not just Nathan Fillion's character, but the other like teachers. Oh yeah, they became pop culture like relevant.
Yeah, that's right.
So with that, a couple of game announcements came this week from PlayStation. Is that we play MLB The Show 22, Shohei Ohtani, who is the pitcher and batter for the Angels, will be the cover athlete, as well as the show is going to be on Xbox again, which 21 was, but 22 is also going to be on the Switch.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
Which I want to see how they're going to get that thing running on the Switch, because that thing, even on a PS4 version, is still graphically heavy. And we do know a lot of these graphically heavy games that are coming to the Switch are going in cloud version.
Right.
Control did it. Kingdom Hearts did it. So I'm curious if they're going to make that thing a cloud-based game, which then you're gonna have to have a really great internet connection, and if you don't, that game's gonna be choppy as anything, and is going to suck for the cross-play multiplayer.
Or it's gonna have to be heavily downgraded,
kind of like Apex Legends.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, God,
yeah.
that was so horrible on Switch.
You guys said it was like super choppy.
It's
it's
bad.
Terrible. It is terrible.
Wow.
And then also yesterday, we had the Gran Turismo State of Play.
So boring.
Which
I'm sorry. It was not my kind of game, dude. I'm so sorry. I know you're a fan, but you know.
Oh, I will be getting.
You're more of a Forza, but I know you're a racing fan.
Well, given going back to Gran Turismo Sport and comparing to like Forza Horizon, Gran Turismo Sport is more my cup of tea. Like the numbered Forzas, I've never been one of those, Horizon type. For me, yes, I'm gonna have fun racing and of course gathering up all the Subies and stuff like that. But I'm gonna get lost in escapes mode. I mean, because I've been doing a lot
of beautiful games. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But those games always take me back to childhood when I'm literally waiting 2 hours for my brother to get finished with the endurance race. Like, dude, what lap are you on? Like, I'm on 98. Like, Jesus, like almost 3 hours. When you have one console. But no, they're great.
So I do like the approach they're taking to it, that it's for both the new people that are coming into Gran Turismo, have never played a Gran Turismo before, as well as the veterans of the series. So I think hopefully they've struck a great balance. Visually, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
With the ray tracing and everything they're doing. So yeah, that then you had today, they did Ghostwire Tokyo, which that was kind of a mini state of play, which honestly, I even forgot that game was coming out. Talking about games we forgot were coming out.
I don't even remember what Ghostwire Tokyo is.
It was that a lot of it is like ghost
supernatural
game, in Japan.
And the only reason I think any of us really cared about that is the old game director who is now left.
Ikumi Nakamura. That's the only reason I cared. I'm like, okay, if she's not on there, why do I care about this game? Because I mean, I don't care about this game regardless, right? But at least it would have been fun seeing her promoted, right?
Right. So, she's just just down to earth, but she's super energetic and just entertaining. And I mean, so it is real interesting to see what, with Ghostwire and stuff like that, because that is actually going to be under Xbox publishing, really. Yeah. But it's going to be because it was under the Bethesda umbrella when the game was being made.
Oh,
so it was kind of like Deathloop
with everyone.
Yeah, it was like Deathloop. They've got the contracts to honor. Once those are over, I think you're going to see it going on Game Pass and all of that. So let's talk about Nintendo, because here's everybody making all these acquisitions. The jokes are going that Nintendo should just go buy Sega, which I can't see.
I feel like that is perfect. Like, they've collabed so many times already. Like, why just get up under that umbrella? Get up under that.
I already kind of feel like they're already considered part of Nintendo. So I agree.
Makes sense.
Like,
so weird.
But anyway,
the weird Olympics games with Sonic and Mario.
Right. So with that, it came out today that the Switch has broken 100 million units sold.
Wow.
Nice.
So in all these talks of mergers and everything like that, and everybody focusing on how all these consoles are hard to get, Nintendo's still chugging along being Nintendo and selling 103.54 million Switches, which when you look at it, it has now eclipsed
the Wii.
Yeah. And then it's right behind the DS.
It also eclipsed the PS2.
Wow.
Wait, didn't the PS2 sell like 120 million?
Let's go look at that, because I was going to say, so the article I was seeing they were talking about eclipsing PS2. So let's find out.
Maybe it's on the verge. Maybe it's getting on the road,
it's getting close, but for sure, like one of the biggest.
That's
one
a big
is
okay. No, PS2 is 155. So yeah, so you are right.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got a ways. We got a ways for.
But I mean, still, like you're competing Nintendo's competing its own DS. I mean, everybody had a DS. If you like, when it came out, that was the only thing that we were selling.
I periodically had one throughout the years.
Look at the software attachment though. 766 million. So that means if you look on it just pure numbers on average, you're looking 8 games per
roughly
Switch. Yeah, but we also have to put into account like those are COVID numbers, bro.
About to say Jay is right on point.
And the sale of the consoles, those are COVID.
Oh, I don't know. Numbers. The console, yes, no, but I mean
partially within the last 2 years.
Like pretty much everybody except for myself got Animal Crossing.
Yeah, but look at this.
I didn't get that either.
High five, Tony, man.
Yeah, yeah. You know how everybody was saying like, like Animal Crossing's the COVID game. Like my COVID game was Doom Eternal, baby. You know.
I see. I wish I went that route. I bought the game out of pure boredom.
Yep.
It was fun.
You didn't even play it out of boredom, sir. You played it out of peer pressure.
You know what? I agree.
Played it, sir.
I agree.
So let's look at the software numbers so far. You have Mario Kart is still up there at 43 million.
Of course.
Animal Crossing at 37 million.
JP numbers or
thank you, COVID.
This is total
worldwide.
These are worldwide
because they're all in JP. That's why it's like.
Yeah, Smash Brothers 27, Breath of the Wild 25 million.
Hell yeah.
And then look at the bottom. You've got Pokemon,
sweet,
Mario, Odyssey and Party, but then you've got
more Pokemon.
More Pokemon. And then rounding out the bottom of the list is Ring Fit.
I'm actually surprised Ring Fit.
I'm very surprised at that too. I think this is just a sign of the times that more
that's a COVID number right there.
That's definitely that's a COVID number.
I also feel like this generation is like happy to be more active with video games, because when the Wii Fit came out, that fad was like huge, but my God, were the buybacks like so annoying. Like
with
every one we sold
or whatever there were.
Yeah, every one we sold, we bought back like 5 within the week.
Jeez.
We stopped taking them in on the accessories on trade-in at Blockbuster.
Right?
The balance board. So Tony, before we get you out of here so you can go prep for your own show that'll be starting here shortly. When we look at Nintendo saying that the Switch is only halfway through their planned life cycle for it, do you think we get a Switch Pro?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, because we've had those reports saying that developers have started making 4K ready games or whatever. Nintendo, by the way, Nintendo completely denies this, which historically tells you it's true.
Yeah,
because usually Nintendo just ignores this stuff. Every single time they've denied these kind of reports, it all came true. Like the big one was the report was said, oh, Nintendo's discontinuing the Wii U, right? No, that's not happening. We're not discontinuing.
What happened 3 weeks later?
Yeah, exactly. So I think we will get a version of the Switch Pro, right?
Agreed.
So I'm wondering if they're going to add those sales numbers to these sales numbers, right? I don't know. Yeah, but I'm still actually in shock that the Switch sold this much, and I'll be
really
dude. You can see the tweets, you can see my podcast. I had to eat. I've never eaten so much crow in my life for this, bro. Because I said the Switch was dead on arrival. It would never sell more than 4 million in its lifetime.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, based off of the Wii U. I'm like, the Wii U was garbage.
Oh, it was garbage.
True.
And then I was like, okay, nobody really cares for this thing. And I was basing that off of like, okay, no one bought the Vita. It's clear nobody cares about handhelds anymore. That's just the way I was figuring, right? The Switch comes out like, I think within like a couple months, 5 million sold. Like, I was clearly wrong, and then obviously I'm wrong. Like, was it 4 times, whatever? I don't know. I'm a writer. I don't know how to do math. But it's impressive, man. Like, and it goes to show that I guess Nintendo did give people what they want, because this is what they did want from the Wii U. Right, like a portable handheld, but the people thought the Wii U was a extension of the Wii. They're like, "What the hell is this thing?" So it's pretty amazing, and it's interesting for me just looking as an outsider, because I don't really care for Nintendo. Being honest, I have a Switch. Don't get me wrong, I have a Switch, but it's not something like, I think the last thing I played was Metroid, and before that, was like a year or two since I touched it. But so I can look at it at least objectively. Like that's pretty impressive, and it kind of goes to show you have Xbox and PlayStation kind of duking it out, graphics, power, all this other stuff. Nintendo's like, yeah, we're gonna do our thing over here. You know, we're gonna cater to our specific subset of fans,
which is great because that's classic Nintendo, and that's the road they need to stay on.
And the games that they're putting out that are from their at least their first party side specifically look incredible. So
I do have to say this though. Not classic Nintendo. It's Nintendo starting from the Wii. Because remember, Super Nintendo was all about the power. And 64, it literally had the name of it in the name of the console, the power.
Right.
You know, 64 bits or whatever, right? It wasn't until the GameCube started floundering, they're like, okay, we can't compete with these guys anymore. We got to do something else. So
but they never went to CD, man. They never went to CD.
No,
They still don't go to CD.
No, they don't. I mean, you kind of.
Well, you got to look at it though. Their most up until this, you know, they're one of the most successful consoles was CD based at the time, which was the Wii.
Yeah.
But the Wii U and the GameCube both kind of failed in some ways. Those were CD based. GameCube was even harder because the way the discs read, they read completely backwards compared to how PlayStation and Xbox read. So they were a little bit harder to code for too, because they wanted to try and prevent piracy.
That's wild.
Crazy.
So with that, we got to get Tony on out of here because I promised him 45 after the hour. Yes. So real quick, for those that are kind of tuning in on Twitch, Tony, want to go and give your show a little pop there?
Yeah. So for all you Twitch viewers, we're here on Twitch under Throwdown Show, right? We go live every Thursday and Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Thursday is, you know, the Thursday show is kind of like this one. We talk about the general gaming news of the week. And then Sunday we do fan questions. And this year we're going to celebrate 400 episodes of both shows. So it's going to be pretty wild.
400.
Nice. 400.
Wow.
So
is that 400 collectively or 400 each?
Each.
Dang. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that. We've never missed a single episode in the 6 years we've been doing it. Never missed a single one, you know?
Wow.
So, pretty dope.
Impressive, man.
Yeah.
So
and
awesome.
Then thank you guys. And then obviously, you guys are gonna get to 400 too. Watch. You know,
we'll be we were talking about this because this is episode 161. Yeah. So this year we will hit 200.
Nice. It's all about consistency, man. As long as you grab that, like I know exactly what episode will fall on what days. Like that's how far out I have it planned out. But it's easy. It's like 50 episodes, 100 episodes every year, right? We take 2 weeks off just to make sure the numbers are right. And that's that. We don't do any of that breaking stuff. We go, are you going to sit through an emergency throwdown? No, Thursday. That's it. You have to wait.
Right.
Throw the numbers.
We're not. Danny Pena and Paris that every time something breaks, it's like emergency podcast. No, that's one thing we've done. And I think the only time we've taken a couple weeks off or a couple times off is just like moving purposes or holidays, and that's it.
What we do is like we just shift it to Wednesday because Thanksgiving always falls on a Thursday. We're like, all right, we do a Wednesday show.
Yeah.
But other than that, and then thankfully, because there's me and the 2 other co-hosts. If I can't be there, we got 2 other guys. So everything. Because to me, it's very important that the fans get their show. I get that all the time. Like, man, when I wake up on Friday morning, man, that episode's waiting for me. I wake up on Monday, that episode's waiting for me. The MP3 listeners. So that I'm very proud of that.
Good, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, so let's get Tony on out of here, though. He is always part of the family. Always welcome back to Crash In anytime he wants to.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me. I love you guys. You guys are the best. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep on rocking, man. And things are going to get bigger and better for you. I know it.
Yeah. Thanks, you, brother. Man. Thank you so much for joining, man.
Have a good show, Tony.
All right, guys.
Good
show.
Thank you.
All right.
Later,
brother.
And then there were 4.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Are we playing Hunger Games? Are we getting rid of one at a time now?
No, that's isn't that Squid Game or Squid Show or whatever that is?
Squid Game? Is that one of the
No, Squid Game.
Squid Game still, yeah. Still say
Hunger Games. If we're going that route, we're all killing each other.
Have any of you watched Squid Game yet though?
Yeah. Dude. I did all of season 1.
Did you watch Allison
I still
Alice in Borderland yet?
I have not.
Oh,
dude. Alice in Borderland.
I also still have to watch Squid Game.
It's legit. is way more legit than Squid Game. You gotta watch it.
I like it, and I'm happy that there is going to be a second season. I just can't wait for it. It's just so long. I honestly might pick up the manga instead and just start getting up on that. Like, I don't know, man. It's
I need
insane.
to know.
It's insane,
I've been
man.
too busy watching Book of Boba Fett.
You mean Book of Mandalorian?
You can't binge Boba Fett. You can binge Alice in Borderland.
Yeah, and then you're so talking about Book of Mandalorian?
You're so Book of Mandalorian.
Whatever. Bro.
Honestly, actually, the way things
I was
are
actually
going, especially
telling Matt
Jason,
that
did you watch yesterday's episode?
Yeah.
Okay, so spoilers. Anybody that's watching this, everybody's calling this book of Star Wars now because of everything we just got.
Well, I see what they're doing, but
it's a
right
major
now,
buildup.
Yeah, the major buildup is just like, I get it and it's understandable, but it's just.
I mean, that's what I was telling Matt earlier.
You know, the worst thing is that the worst thing about this is that I agree with Jason.
Because I was telling Matt, like, I was really hoping that this was not the season finale, because it's like, it's just been the Mandalorian for the past 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And
so there definitely needs to be a finish with strong Boba Fett.
I forgot the name of the TikToker and the movie reviewer who's partnered with Goofy Straw Hat.
Oh, Jay Stoobs.
Thank you. Jay Stoobs, I think, put it beautifully. She said that since the show is is good, but it is somewhat lackluster when it comes to just the episodes of Boba Fett.
To a certain extent,
kind of, to an extent, like, and having like this cross world come within the one show, to a degree, you gotta have to watch like how much you put into it. I think in this show they put too much, to where Spider-Man, they put all of the nostalgic feel and all of the new characters in like correctly within the story. A lot of these like last 2 episodes feel forced, that like I think they're trying to help with the momentum of the show.
I don't think so.
And it's more of a setup.
I think I think right now it is literally building for the climax at the end of the series, or at the end of the season. I really don't think there's going to be a second season. I think there's going to be one longer season, like an extended season, but not a second season, because of just the way that they're building everything up. Obviously, there's going to be this huge battle that's going to take place. And like, I was watching it with my wife, and she was like, yeah, like she recognized a lot of stuff that happens with was it Rebels or right between that, right, and Clone Wars. Right in that Clone Wars section. And she's like, she's starting to see the whole thing, that
the cause and effect.
That timeline that's missing right there.
Yeah,
and
right.
You can't have anything go beyond that unless you like have it veer off into its own little thing.
I agree. That's why I think a Book of Boba Fett is more of a setup, as like
I think it's just the patching. The patching
right.
of what
I think this is more a part of like Mandalorian season 3, and like season 3, we're still gonna have Boba Fett can like that whole story be part of the Mandalorian season 3. I think they're gonna be merging all of that as just one, and the Mandalorian coming back.
What were you guys more surprised at? Ahsoka showing up?
Oh no.
Or Cad Bane?
Cad Bane.
Or Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Cad Bane was the
Bane.
Big one. Oh, dude. And not to mention, did you guys like notice the old school Easter egg from that scene?
No.
It was just so beautiful how like everything
the
came
good,
together.
the bad, and the ugly.
Okay.
Thank you, Matt.
I've never seen that movie, sir.
Yeah, me neither.
With Timothy Oliphant as
dude.
What idea?
Hold on.
Like,
You've seen Back to the Future Part 3, right?
I understand the reference. It's just I've never seen Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
Classic Western.
Yeah.
Eastwood, baby. You got to see it. But right, Matt, like it was just,
dude, the second you saw the silhouette, you're like,
right?
oh my god,
so
is that
great, dude?
Is that yeah?
Even Rona was like, she was like, oh my god, is that the like one of the villains from?
And like they did him justice. That I honestly feel that was the same voice.
He could have been. Oh, it was. It absolutely is.
I think it was. And then the proportions they made him look like
the makeup was just real.
Right?
Fabulous.
Oh my god, everything was like they knew to take care of this.
People are complaining that his hat was too small, though.
Well, technically, but you got to look in the Clone Wars. Everything's a little bit more embellished because it's animated. I like everything to me looked great.
If you go larger, you're getting close to Sombrero size.
Right.
Yeah. Which,
but dude, it looked great.
I loved the interaction with Ahsoka and Luke, though.
Yes.
Just like when she shows up and she talks to
it brought you
Din,
goosebumps, didn't it?
It did. It hit those heartstrings because she's just like,
dude,
I'm
you're
an
so
old
much
friend
like your father. Like,
I was like,
man, like, insane.
And then that whole like when
you sound like your father, like, damn, dude, like that.
When Mando
that brought it together.
When Mando wakes up and she's there and she's just like, I'm an old friend of the family. That right there was like what really hit, you know.
It's gonna hit hard because
and the building
they're gonna meet again, supposedly.
What's sad is you see the Jedi school, the academy being built.
That's the one. That's the like okay. So I was talking with Rona. I was like, is that the one that they built?
That is the one that Ben torched.
Yeah. Okay. But there's also a strong theory out there about this.
What's that?
The whole reason, so we saw that Luke had Yoda's lightsaber.
Yep.
Right. So technically, in canon, Yoda's lightsaber was taken by one of the people in the Senate that was loyal to the Emperor.
Okay.
And it was lost for a while, and then it reemerged in the comics. So people are starting to think that they're retconning the trilogy, the recent movies.
Okay.
With him having the lightsaber.
That'd be interesting.
Well, but here's the other thing though too, is when you look at it though, right, is that in Empire, right, Anakin's lightsaber goes falling into the abyss in Cloud City, and it was like all of a sudden here it is in Force Awakens, right? So they never did explain how they got a hold of that blade either. So it'll be interesting if they explain it, right?
They will. They will.
But
it's another spin-off series.
Right.
And we're gonna enjoy it so much.
Yeah,
but we do know that
come out 3 years from now.
Regardless if they do fully retcon the new trilogy or not, which part of me says don't do it.
I say yes.
There's definitely some parts about it I absolutely do think should be retconned, but as a whole, it was like, you know what? Let it stand for what it is, because there's a whole generation that it's all they know. Is new trilogy.
And that's what's bad. That's what's bad. Terrible.
Yeah,
that's bad.
As much as like I don't want the retcon as well, like part of me just still wants the evil Rey. Like I still want that switcheroo, man.
I still want Rey. I
want Rey going dark.
Exactly. The switcheroo.
Force Awakens. But I heard that Daisy Ridley's been speaking to the execs at Disney and stuff. I think they have plans for bringing her back.
I thought she didn't want to come back though. I thought she was kind of over being
there. Really?
Let's put it this way. Right, everybody comes back if the price is right.
Exactly.
True. And if there's a true like plan in place to
if there's a plan,
take care of your
character.
There's
the money,
correct.
If it makes sense.
Let's look at Michael Keaton. Right, he left Batman because of the creative differences and how Joel Schumacher wanted to treat Batman. So he left.
Right.
And look, now he's coming back because of how DC wants to do the character.
Yeah.
Trust me, if the money was right, Robert Downey Jr. would come back as Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
In some form.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, it's, but I think here's the thing is if you're going to go into this, right, you have to have John Boyega back as Finn. And Finn needs to be a freaking Jedi.
Yeah.
I would love them to bring back the cast.
Yeah.
I loved the cast, but retcon the movies, at least the last two.
Yeah,
I like Force Awakens, but
you need Oscar Isaac back in that and everything. You need all the good players, all the big players.
Everyone.
The only downside is that we don't have Carrie Fisher anymore. So
True.
Whatever's out there is going to be either full CGI or something. Which
probably
honestly,
CGI.
With what they did for this episode,
with Mark,
they actually hired a YouTuber that does deep fakes to come in and do the CGI.
Yeah.
Oh,
did you guys take notice of the whole running scene of the actor that was?
It is pretty much.
It is very obvious. But
that was a mask.
Both of us were just laughing.
Oh,
it was totally.
Yeah.
We're like, pause it for a second. Oh my god, that guy is the stunt double. Is just come on, man.
Right.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like, I hated this. I mean, as much as I enjoyed Rise of Skywalker, I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. It was fun. It hit some of the heartstrings, but making her a Palpatine was crap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it explains it, but again, like you
have so many other.
You have the good guy. You have the good person at the beginning. You see it go through the middle, and then if you have that switcheroo at the end, and you're just like, "Oh my god, this is what's going on," and then you have like in your case, Matt, Finn just come out of nowhere, and then be like, "Oh my god," and then leave it off that cliffhanger because they always want to leave it at the cliffhanger.
Because I didn't think having her be a Palpatine was a bad idea. The way they executed it was awful.
They had
execution was awful.
They had way better other options. Mm-hmm. I mean,
well,
I still vote for the switcheroo, man.
You guys should look for the YouTube YouTube video that explains the original script. Rey was supposed to go dark. Ben was supposed to be conflicted and end up going to the good side and trying to convince Rey to come back, which she comes back at the very end at the fight to Palpatine. And Finn, I think, became like a rebel leader, or like he had a much more like
prominent
bigger role. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he wasn't the plucky sidekick,
but it was all like it really was. What's his name? Ryan
Johnson that screwed everything up with
the director who just gutted the script, which is what we got. And
which is why
it was even not rumored, but it was even said that he had like blow-ups with Mark Hamill.
So because he didn't agree with the character. A reason why he is no longer getting his trilogy.
Yeah,
that he was supposed to get after this.
Good,
because even in the Last Jedi, Luke was supposed to be even worse. But Mark Hamill kept fighting him on it. Like, dude, this is not what the character would do.
Yeah.
So they compromised, but that's what we got in The Last Jedi, and it was bad.
Bad.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where the future goes. I think ultimately, if Lucasfilm is smart, you keep Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni as happy as possible and let them keep going, and you give Bryce Dallas Howard a freaking movie.
Or give her a show. Yeah.
Either one. Dude, make Rogue Squadron a show.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
And let her be showrunner, because...
Just movie it. Stop making shows.
But I think Rogue Squadron would fit... I think, honestly, Rogue Squadron would probably fit a little bit better as a show versus a movie, so you can see how Rogue Squadron gets built up.
But everyone has the Top Gun mentality, man. They want to make their Top Gun.
Yeah, well,
they want to make their cool.
Patty Jenkins doesn't want to,
but I totally understand and I totally agree. I think we would get way more out of a show from out of Rogue Squadron than a movie.
Right,
are fantastic. The whole series of books for Rogue Squadron is fantastic with Wedge and everything. But I think it would just do better as a show. Don't get me wrong. Make it a movie and I'll still go see it. I'll still go pay it because I love the X-Wings and I love Rogue Squadron. But
oh yeah.
Either way, Bryce Dallas Howard, she has shown that she does amazing episodes. It's time. Give her a full shot.
And I think she will. I think she's going to get something. she's impressed way too many people from the first and second season of Mandalorian and this episode
and episode 5.
Yeah. So. I think she's gonna get something.
Yep.
She found her niche. She's quite the filmmaker.
She is. She's following in Daddy's footsteps.
Yeah.
And for those not in the know,
pretty epic.
Her dad is Ron Howard.
That is pretty epic too. Yeah.
Who was originally on Happy Days and American Graffiti, who went on to direct some of Hollywood's
couple
best
classics.
You know,
just a few.
Apollo,
just
Apollo
a few.
13.
Yeah, the ones that nobody's ever heard of. What are you talking about?
You know, Willow.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
that's coming back, baby.
So that being said, let's get back to gaming. Let's start with Theo. What you been playing?
I bought Pokemon Arceus.
Oh, how's it? I'm supposed to pick it up. Like
I did too.
I am supposed to pick it up like right now.
I've actually really liked the concepts and the mechanics. However, it feels like so much more of a grind than a normal Pokemon game. Much more of a grind, which kind of turns me off a little bit from it. But it's still pretty fun.
The game though. That's
kind of what I like about it though.
But
like,
I mean,
I think that's why
like normal Pokemon games, you're on that grind of just leveling up and everything. But no, when you're back to where like you need to catch copies over and over again, it gets a little monotonous.
I gotta ask Jerry. I'm sorry, Theo, not to like cut you off.
Go for it.
Jerry, compared to RDR2, like how close is it to Red Dead?
For monotonous?
Well, what do you,
yeah,
for like monotonous?
Yeah, for the like the constant like.
But no, nothing's got it on Red Dead.
I mean, with how Jerry's described it, with how Jerry has described Red Dead Redemption, I would say it's pretty on par, because everybody's all about, or even less monotonous than Red Dead 2, because like he was looking for his fish and his like materials forever. But like at least in Arceus, you can get your shinies pretty quick and your alphas pretty quick.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's less monotonous than Red.
Yeah. More people are saying it is kind of a grind, but it's not impossible to get shinies or
no.
But yeah, Red Dead still is.
Yeah, no, because I feel it's like that Assassin's Creed Red Dead kind of like open world grindy.
No, I would say it's more. It's closer to Breath.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. More in the vastness of you like having your character go around and like look for stuff and look for your Pokemon. Not so much like Breath of the Wild, but I would say like the vastness, like I using the other analog stick for the map. I mean for the camera. A lot of the controls felt like Breath. And the vastness of the open area.
I agree with that, because at least the story and even the side quests kind of move along at a good pace.
Yeah,
to where that you're not like stuck on a side quest forever, or it's like, oh my god, I need to go back to this easiest part ever in order to finish it. But it's definitely travels pretty well.
Okay, because that's where I'm like, I know I would get into it, but the problem is like it's that.
And it also
how
like
squirrely is it, you know?
You also
it's squirrely to the point where that I've caught 50 Starlies in just like one go, just in order to complete a page of the Pokedex.
So have you played anything else?
And Destiny, prepping for Witch Queen still, because I am absolutely dreading my grind for the pursuit weapon for this season that I was neglecting on, and the grind is so bad for this season with Crucible, Vanguard Strikes, and Gambit, and oh my god, I still hate Crucible and Gambit so much.
Oh,
so like I played the crap out of it last week for double Gambit points, and I played so many games of Gambit, and I felt dirty. For playing it.
Okay, so we'll make you not feel dirty anymore and not talk about it anymore. Jerry, besides Pokemon, what you been playing?
I've knocked out a little bit more on Village, but then I got distracted with Pokemon, and I like, no joke, I'm gonna admit it, I was kind of like leaning towards maybe getting Dying Light, but
dude, I've heard not some good things about that right now.
I just heard
like
those
Dying
it's
Light
buggy.
Yeah,
like it's buggy. Like
okay.
there's some buggy issues going on with it right now.
So I think I'm gonna just wait on. I think I was just getting like anxious. I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna wait until I got 2 other huge games coming out this month.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like Horizon.
Was it
and
2
Elden
weeks?
Ring.
3 weeks for Horizon?
Horizon's the 18th.
Yeah, and Elden Ring's the 24th or 25th. So I don't need that. I got Pokemon, which is on the Switch, and I'm gonna finish Village, and yeah, I'm gonna wait for those 2.
I wonder if I can do that. You think I have time to bust out Horizon before Forbidden West comes out as well? Witch Queen comes out the 22nd.
Honestly,
maybe
you're looking. It's a 40. It's about 40 hours if you do all the side questing.
Doable.
It's doable.
Doable.
Yeah,
you could do
doable.
25 hours to mainline it.
Yeah, if you main story quests, it is doable.
Okay.
But
might have to give that a try.
Squirrel around, then
yeah.
I squirrel around all the fucking time.
Yeah, me too. We all do.
Bro.
I think I squirreled around.
Dude, I'm the king.
With,
no, I don't know, Jerry.
No.
Red Dead 2, bro.
With Frozen Wilds, I did it in 80.
Dude, there's way too many game videos of.
Is Frozen Wilds that big of an expansion?
Uh-huh.
Oh, dang. Okay.
It's a good
of me
size
fishing,
expansion.
of me hunting, of me exploring, just walking around, riding on my horse.
Sir, I've put 40 hours into Spider-Man, and I just beat Martin Lee.
Speaking of that, Jason, what else besides Spider-Man have you been playing?
Most of Spider-Man. Here and there, I'll play some League of Legends just because it's like something to try and get a little bit more competitive.
Did Arcane get you into League or
no? I was playing it before. It's just like want to get that like team, that individual team.
You did watch Arcane though, right?
No, I haven't even watched Arcane.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you like Arcane.
I'm not a big like lore guy with certain things.
I don't know anything about the lore at all, but it was still a great show.
I just watched it
but
for
then
the second
also
time
I am trying
week.
to. I got back into playing Phoenix Wright again.
Oh boy,
nice.
Just because like I stopped playing for a while, and it helps me just like
because you're on the latest game for that one, right? Or were you still catching up?
I am on the 3rd of the original Phoenix Wrights. I'm not gonna play the side ones.
Okay,
but I'm on the 3rd one, and the 4th one that's on the Switch. I want to play.
Nice.
And but so I'm just trying to finish off the 3rd one. It's what I play when I'm like kind of just relaxing.
Gotcha. Yeah. How about you, Mr. Subaru?
Matthew?
Yeah,
Mr. Subaru.
Well, we in the playoffs. Like, how's the playoffs?
I haven't made the playoffs yet because I have 3 games left on the season. I have the final series against Arizona.
Yeah, I thought you would make it to the playoffs right now. No.
Oh no, I will be on the second round of the playoffs because I've got the best record
in the playoffs.
Oh yeah. But I was starting that Horizon run just to prep for it, but yeah, Uncharted 4 distracted me. God, that game is absolutely.
I forgot about that. I downloaded that.
Gorgeous.
Good, huh?
Nice. And it plays so well. The haptics feedback from the guns.
I was going to ask you about that because that's the big selling point, right?
It is amazing.
That makes me excited.
There's been I've been playing a little bit more Gran Turismo, and I think part of it is the fact that wearing the Subi gear and on our Gran Turismo. But the new season of Launch Control debuted last Wednesday. So which Launch Control is a show that's off of Subaru's web YouTube channel.
Okay.
Essentially. And it covers the season, the actual rally season. So this is the 21 season. So it literally each week is each race.
Oh, sick.
So last week was the snow one. I can't remember the race because they didn't do it last year or in 2020. And then this week's was out at the 100 Acre Woods race, which is in Missouri. It brought back, you saw, Ken Block and McKenna, who are two. It's like basically Pastrana, Ken Block, and McKenna all racing against each other is like Jordan, Bird, and Magic Johnson all playing against each other in the NBA. It's just like they're some of the biggest names, and they're all going at it this season. So it'll be interesting to see where they go. Real quick, shout out to Travis Pastrana. Hope he recovers quickly. He basically got injured doing a base jumping stunt in Florida. Right after filming the latest Gymkhana video, which ought to be interesting. He decided to do a base jumping stunt, and he mistimed the parachute.
Oh no!
And he injured his back and has a couple other broken ribs and stuff like that. He injured the kind of, thankfully, that it's the part of his back that was already fused to begin with. So
but it was like too late on the parachute or too early?
Second too late.
Okay.
Oh, no way.
And he didn't veer towards the trees. He veered a different direction.
Because isn't it supposed to be like, if you do it too early on base jumping, it's way worse because you can get like slammed?
No. So if you do it too late, you don't have enough time for the parachute to slow you down.
Right. But if you do it too early, the updraft on the base that you're going off of slam you into it.
So yeah, it depends on, there is that perfect window, and he miscalculated by like 2 seconds. So, but yeah, I've been doing Gran Turismo Sport, been getting those pictures out on our, on Twitter and Instagram. Been doing a lot of virtual photography with Scapes and Gran Turismo, which I'm looking forward to in 7. But it's been a little bit just more reading again. I am halfway through Ready Player 2 right now, and it's picked up like
good,
massively.
Good.
So it's not as slow paced anymore. You've kind of get the story now and what's kind of going on, and for a lot of it. So there's just been that. So it's just been kind of enjoying it. A little bit of Animal Crossing here and there, but not a ton. Just been kind of really doing more, just hanging out with the family a little bit. Really getting up and going with my Subaru ambassadorship, getting everything prepped and starting to kind of work on getting the events up and running and whatnot. So
nice.
Yeah, it's just been good. So to everybody in Twitch land that joined us live tonight, for Tony joining us, thank you as always for joining us. Is our absolute pleasure to hopefully entertain you guys on a weekly basis. First time watching, and you liked what you heard, make sure to hit that follow, subscribe button. If you catch us on your podcast platform of choice, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can make sure you get your notifications for those episodes every single week. Head on over to crashinggamenight.com to see the past episodes and whatnot. Also, to all our listeners, I want to wish everybody a happy start to Black History Month. It's definitely, especially in these times right now where you have states that are banning things that make people uncomfortable, like slavery, teaching about slavery and stuff like that, where the teachers are under attack right now by some states who are putting in the laws that make it legal to sue the teacher for teaching something that may not be against your beliefs. Like, for instance, there's a House bill in Indiana, given your reaction, Jerry, that if it goes against your religious beliefs and a teacher's teaching about something, say evolution, or is saying that the earth is actually 4 billion years old, certain religions teach that we're not that old as far as a planet, and that evolution is not there. So it gives the parents rights to sue the teacher for a minimum of $10,000. And as we know, teachers are barely making above minimum wage. So
as well as it's not really on the teachers for making the material either. They're usually set to certain requirements to teach certain things.
So I think ultimately we need to make sure that in these current times of banning books like Mouse, which is a Pulitzer Prize winning graphic novel about the Holocaust, we need to make sure that, during Black History Month, we make sure to pay homage to the history that African Americans that brought to this country, regardless if it makes you uncomfortable or not, because they've been through a lot. They've given this country a lot and helped make part of this country what it is. So make sure to kind of pay attention to Black History Month. But as always, guys, please be excellent to each other and stay frosty.
Yes. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for watching. And thank you for big shout out to Big Tone. Thank you for joining us, man. It was too long. Thank you for gracing us. And yeah, like Matt said, this is Black History Month, and we need to acknowledge it, and it's an important month. And once again, we all need to show our support and show our support to Black Lives Matter. Also, stop the Asian hate, and also show your support for your LGBTQ plus community. It's getting crazier out there, so we need more compassion and more love than ever out there, and just lend a helping hand if you can, and just try and be kind, and let's spread some more love and compassion out there, please. And be well. Thanks, guys.
Definitely be well. If you have the ability, as I say every week, get vaccinated. Please try to get vaccinated. It is obviously, we are not out of this. Omicron is taking over the world right now, especially in the United States. COVID is a real thing. Please, don't disregard it. As well as a special shout out to all you guys out there, teachers especially. You guys are taking the brunt of a lot of the force right now, especially during Black History Month. We, as all of us know, it is part of American history. I don't understand why it's being stopped taught, being refused to be taught, but just it's insane. But as Jerry says, it is getting worse. To all my fellow Asians out there, happy Chinese New Year. It was a couple days ago, but
my dad's year. You're the tiger.
You're the tiger. Nice. Is mine as well. 86. So
my dad's a little older. It's 50.
All right.
But stay safe out there as well. Be kind. Rewind. We are in 2022. Let's finally get out there.
Get this thing done.
Let's finally get out there. Finally, please. I miss conventions. I miss hanging out with a lot of people, and not have to worry about getting COVID tested every week.
Right. Theo.
All right. Well, since we have the opportunity, a quick plug for Tony. If you guys are watching on Twitch right now, he starts in 10 minutes. Just switch over and have some fun. But
throw next down. Time, you got to throw down with Tony.
Yep, that's right.
Throwdown Show.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Till next time, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. I'll miss you.